Well, it is almost Friday, which means it's time to get ready with some fun events going on this weekend. So why not talk to our trusty people over at Artsbridge, who brought over Joe for us.
Oh, Henry, 41 events on the calendar starting today.
That is fantastic. And 41.
41. And you've got great weather planned.
Yeah, Thursday,
okay.
We can just forget about Thursday.
Yeah, that's okay, because we're going to be inside.
Yes.
Artsbridge sponsors the Very Spectacular Arts, which brings about 300 kindergarten through 12th grade students. WVUP is proud to host that event. So this all day today, we have a lot of students going through various art things out at WVUP, performers, yoga, drumming, etc. And then there's also about 200 volunteers that help us with that. So we're grateful for the community and our volunteers and the support that we get to host Very Spectacular Arts.
Yeah, that's just one of the many things Artsbridge does on a daily basis, is all the arts you share with students, not only just putting together the Artsbridge online calendar that everybody gets to look at. But now it's time to talk about what's on the calendar this weekend.
That's right. What else is on the calendar? Tonight from 6 to 7 p.m. is the Spring Equinox Balance Yoga. They say during Spring Equinox you have a great balance. So at Artsbridge, come on out, bring your favorite mat. If you don't have a mat, bring some comfortable clothes and get a yoga balance experience.
That sounds nice.
There is a fee for that, about $20. You can register for that. Friday and Saturday, Parkersburg South High School is sponsoring their acting with Legally Blonde, and that's Friday and Saturday at 7 p.m. Those students have been working really hard for that. We saw a write-up in the paper this week, so that's exciting. Saturday, 5:30 p.m., they call it Night at the Races out at the Washington County Fairgrounds. It's about $25 for 2 people. It includes food, fun, friendly games, etc. And you basically pick your favorite horse. Oh. And then they have kind of horse racing out there. So check that out. Saturday at 6 p.m., the Actors Guild has their annual celebrity lip sync competition that benefits a lot of the 501c3 nonprofits in the area. Just to name, Artsbridge will be there, the Humane Society, Habitat for Humanity, Juliana Historical District, North Star, Wood County Society, Family Crisis Intervention Center, and the WVUP Foundation also has Dr. Jackson and Dr. Oliverio out there performing too.
No, it's a fun competition, but it's to help charity, right?
To help that, and it brings everybody out. Plus Track 9, a local famous music group, is going to start playing, kick that thing off. So
sounds
come
like
on
a
out
lot
and catch
of fun.
them. And then Sunday is Sweet Treat Sundays at Discovery World from 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. Come on out and do that. Live events, Lafayette Hotel, Adelphia, Fort Fry High School is putting on a play. Like we said, Parkersburg South, Charleston Clay Center, and then the Parkersburg Arts Center.
Sounds like a jam-packed weekend ahead.
A lot going on, and you've got great weather promised Friday and Saturday. So
yeah, we won't be dealing with temperature swings. Going to be nice and steady, easy to plan for, but it is easy to plan for a good weekend when you have Artsbridge, right?
That's right. So thank you, and everyone in the Mid-Ohio Valley, let's just get out this weekend and do
Don't forget about the link below.
And where do we find it?
Artsbridgeonline.org.
Like you said, right there below. Have a good one, folks.
But thank you so much, Joe, for coming in this morning, and we're going to have more on Daybreak, not Artsbridge, more on Daybreak right after the break.